What do you call a person getting catfished who then realizes the person they're getting catfished by is actually that person? This is not a punchline. I'm actually asking you. Because on today's episode, the person who gets catfished by someone who actually is who they claim to be. Is that just a scam at that point, Mr. Crab?
I like money.
I just want to know. This is the first time. It's uncharted territory. And I gotta say that I'm sitting right here in my hotel room in Australia just thinking about it. And you've been catfished because I'm not actually in Australia. I'm in London right now. I'm filming a video for my second channel, SideQuest Suvi. And I'll tell you what, the only person getting catfished is me. If you don't actually like my content, maybe you're the catfish. Sorry, didn't mean to guilt trap you there. But I hope that you check out my channel, SideQuest Suvi, after this video, because I've been filming a lot of videos in London and it's a 24-hour flight, and I think that the videos are going to be really cool. I've done tiny homes, dome houses, and the one I'm filming right now is going on an Orient Express. So I hope these have come out. Otherwise, I'm just saying nothing and you're just getting catfished. I hope it has come out. Tell me how you feel about it. Tell me if you like it. Do follow me on my Instagram, 16leo, if you want to recommend me more videos. Until then, let's watch the catfish. So like I said, this guy actually, he gets catfished by someone who is the person, which to me is like new, because usually it's like Jennifer Aniston or that or this, but it's not a celebrity. It's not a OnlyFans model. It's just someone who's just a person. And the story is pretty weird, and I can only describe the man as from New York. Sort of like when you see a man from Florida, you don't really ask questions, you just sort of sit back and observe what happens. That's kind of what I've been doing. By the way, I'm sorry I'm being like somewhat quiet. The walls are thin. I've heard way too many conversations I don't need to be a part of. Anyway, let's watch this.
Hello, my name is Roberto. I'm 36 years old and I'm from New York. My hobbies consist of working out, playing chess online over the phone.
After he said he was 36 and from New York, I could tell that his hobby was playing chess online over the phone. That sounds like something someone from New York would say, like eating virtual slices of pizza or something. People would be like, yeah, my hobbies include putting on the Apple iPhone, I headset, phone set, and then eating Sal's pizza over the internet phone. It feels like that's what New York is at the moment.
I'm like a teacher assistant / tutor. So I work with middle school kids.
What did he say? Teacher assistant / middle school tutor? Okay. Wow. New York people really have a weird way of saying things, huh? He's not like he's just like he likes playing chess online. He's like playing chess online over the phone. If you hand him a PC, he'll slap that shit and be like, get that shit out of here. I play that shit on my phone. I don't want a virus. Like, it's a very like roundabout way of saying something that I understood immediately. He's a school teacher / janitor / superhero. Like, you know, there's a lot of things going on there.
I identify with those students, you know, when they feel uneasy.
What? I identify with those students when they feel uneasy? What does that even mean? They probably feel uneasy because they have a 36-year-old man saying, I get you. I also feel when my mom puts me in timeout, I don't know what to, I just bang the table and shit. I just throw things around. Mom! I would feel very uneasy too if I had a 36-year-old man doing that.
Even if I could get one student, you know, to understand something, a topic, and I feel like that's a win for me.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, maybe Roberto is a nice dude. I mean, all things considered, you go to Staten Island for you New Yorkers. There's some crazy people there, okay? It's like Crackhead Central. I know it. So this guy, all things considered, seems like a pretty good dude. Turns out he has been married before and got divorced.
Before diving into online dating, Roberto went through a divorce with his high school sweetheart.
I was 24 when I got married. You know, been single throughout all this time.
Okay, he doesn't really say what happened. Sometimes in Scamfish, they just gloss over that detail. But if he said he was 36, so he hasn't dated in 12 years, he said. He'd been single all that time. So he's been living the bachelor life for over a decade. And I guess maybe at this point in his life, he's feeling like that need to maybe settle down a little bit, or at least like date and have that feeling of comfort of someone else there. I can imagine if you're 36, wow. That's a long time, right? That's a dry spell if I've ever heard one.
One night, I was scrolling through Facebook. So I accepted this friend request.
As you do when you're 36 and horny. There's Facebook. Some people will try and use Instagram or even TikTok, all the places that you should be not doing that.
I was attracted to that person in this profile. And like right away, I was texted by this profile saying, hey, hello, my name is Letty.
If someone says hello in two different ways at the start, they're a robot or fake or stupid, and all three of them you don't want. Hey, hello, hi, hi, hi. Done. Get out. Get out of my house. Unless maybe if in some Asian cultures they just like, reinforcing the hello. That's cool. Everywhere else, no.
And she said this exactly. If you send me money to buy food, I will make you a video.
Just off the bat, she's like, if you send me money to buy food, I'll make you a little video, winky face, insinuating she's gonna do some dirty shit for him if he gives her like some money. Which I would say is like, nobody would do that, right? That's disgusting. He's a middle school like teacher, student slash fucking janitor slash assistant principal. He's, he would never do that.
After Roberto sent the money to see an explicit video of Letty, the profile completely stopped communicating with him.
He's like an actual middle school brain person. Can you not just use the incognito tab? Like, you don't have to pay for that, right? It's like a library. You can rent it. You can take it out for free as long as you give it back on time, okay, bro? You don't have to get the holy grail of books.
He sent message after message and even requested his money back, but never heard anything from her until the next day.
And she came with, oh, my phone broke. Can you send me some money for my phone?
Okay, so, you're sending a bad message to anyone if on the second text they can extort money from you. Like, it's not exactly a good look for a guy or a girl or anyone to be like a strong enough character if someone's like, hey, do you have money? And you're like, yeah, sure, why? But anyway, her phone is unbroken, or it still is broken, and she needs money to unbreak her phone. I think he got the scam. I think at this point Roberto's like, no, you did not send me that video I asked for. When you go to horny jail and you're in horny hours in the late stages of the night, it is very easy to succumb to things that you don't, succumb. At this point, I would just say lock your phone, lock your credit cards away, stop using Google Pay. People do impulsive things at night. Stop. Okay, wait till the morning. That's when you sober up and you're like, ugh.
But a request for money turned Roberto off, and he eventually quit chatting with her. The following day, Roberto received another message on WhatsApp from an unknown number.
She says, hi, my name is Maria. How did you get my number? I got it from a friend, Letty.
He gave his number out, or if he didn't, his number's on Facebook. All right. I don't know if this man has family. Can we get someone on his family to tell him to not put out personal information like his home address or his phone number, because then people are going to get his phone number and do stuff like this. Don't give out your phone number to people you don't know. Oh God, I feel like he's been scammed before. Anyway, another girl messages him and is like, I got your number from Letty, which sounds like you should let this one go, right? Because Letty is a scam person and you don't want to associate with her, so anyone who associates with her is wrong. But it turns out Roberto is back to his horny jail hours, and he instantly sees the other girl and is like, yeah, you could really be my girl.
I told her, oh yes, nice to meet you, but if we want, we can of course keep the contact, we can get to know each other. There was something about her that caught my attention.
Look, the problem is that within 2 days, you said this 2 times to 2 different women who was attractive. The point is, you don't know anything about these people. And you're like, there's something that caught my attention. You, for some reason, think that this is like some sort of like Disney movie. At no point in Disney did Aladdin ever see Jasmine's titties and go, whoa, genie, I wish for those. You know what I mean? Like that, you're not thinking with the right head. How many times I gotta say this?
Maria's 22 years old. So she's about maybe 5'6", around my color complexion, beautiful green eyes.
Oh yes, of course, the accurate description that the police will use to identify the assailant when they need to. I love this part. She's 5'6", she's my skin color, brown eyes, hazel, her favorite color, and food is hazel, nut, that is, which is what I want to do with her. Her favorite movie is, of course, the Titanic. She loves when it sinks. She's evil, and also her favorite hand to use is left. But I just met her yesterday.
She's beautiful, yes she is. The very first day, we spoke through video camera.
So this is where it differs from everything else. Now, even Roberto has been like scammed already. This is not even like one person scamming him. He already got scammed within the first 5 minutes of this whole segment. We usually see people not being able to talk to you on video. And the fact that this girl is who she says she is a complete deterrent. So there is definitely a bit of grace that I have to offer this man in the fact that he even watches Catfish. And so he knows like all the warning signs, but felt there there's no warning signs here. There's clear warning signs, but at some point, I have to give him a little credit for being like, well, we did talk on video and she is who she says she is, because that would definitely throw a lot of people off. I can see that.
Through video message, what's up?
It's WhatsApp, but I guess if you're, from New York, what's up? I guess they call WhatsApp, how you doing?
When Roberto video chatted Maria for the first time, the call went on for 5 minutes.
She wanted me to see that she's, I guess, a real person. She made me laugh, very friendly, very humble.
All that in 5 minutes. She had like the same amount of time that a new comedian doing a stand-up set has to convince you he's funny. She had 5 minutes to convince Roberto that she's the one for him. And goddamn, whatever she said was really good. She talked about politics. I said it weirdly, I know. Politics is what I meant to say, but my mouth just be doing things. And then she even messages him in the morning. Hey, good morning. How you doing? I thought she was going to say, hey, good looking, but I like, hey, good morning better.
She sent me videos, short videos of her daughter. She's giving her daughter, I guess, something to eat, right? Some lollipop or something like that.
Do you have brain damage, sir? Does that look like lollipop to you? Is that, what do you think that is? Do you think lollipops are made out of bread and shit? You just call anything anything? Because people from New York are just, oh my God, that's a tractor. It's like a fucking plane or something. Holy shit, that's in the sky. It's a flying tractor. I really can't wait to go to New York and just experience the culture.
Maria claims she lives in Cuba. The two really got close through these chats they sent back and forth every day. Roberto was blown away by how much they had in common and began to take his relationship with Maria very serious.
What could they have in common that blows you away? At this point, like, I don't know what it would take for someone to blow me away. I would love someone to blow me away. Maybe if you start juggling and then you also knew my mother, I'd be like, what? That's crazy. And that too.
I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a
wonderful woman.
First 2 weeks of communicating with her, I felt like, wait, maybe there's something here.
No, I'm falling for you. It's 2 weeks, Roberto. I've had things that take longer to ship from Temu, okay? This should be a rule. If it takes longer to ship from wherever you are in China, then maybe you shouldn't fall in love with it.
I completely fell for Maria. She told me I love you first through a text message.
After 10 years without dating, Roberto had finally found someone that ticked all of the boxes.
I don't even understand the boxes that he had, firstly, but in 2 weeks she texted she loves him, and that was good enough for him. Because if we're rationalizing here as a man who hasn't had a relationship in, say, 12 years, and he's finally feeling loved, whether it's true or not, he's wanting that and then seeing it. Sometimes, you know how we say whenever you're like subconsciously you want something, you tend to see it. If you're trying to look for a sign, you'll probably be finding it. And Roberto wants that love. So she offers it to him and he's like, all right, 2 weeks, 2 years, doesn't care. Time is just a concept. Okay, I want to get to Cuba and see my girl, Maria.
She was beautiful, funny, and shared Roberto's passion for education and working with children. There was just one problem.
So the first time she asked me for money,
There it is.
Cut the cameras.
Everything lined up perfectly. There's just one issue. She keeps asking for money. That's a huge issue, right? People do this. They're like, she's perfect, except one thing. She's dead.
Fine by me.
It's like, well, okay, well, that's a big issue, isn't it?
it was a few days into our first initial contact. She asked me for money to get something for her daughter.
Few days, Roberto. He failed to disclose that she's been asking for money. I thought this was going well. I thought she was actually, giving him 2 weeks or something. No wonder she said she loves you. It's because you've been giving her money the whole time, dude. And that's a few days. That means that 2 days before that, he was giving someone else money. How much do you make as a middle school teacher / student / community college basketball teacher? How much do you make that you can afford to give people money? Because the thing that I don't understand is how these scammers have so much money. I don't have that much money. I can't afford to be scammed. I can only afford to scam people, and I won't do that. So how is Roberto doing this? I would like to know.
Straight up, hey, can you help me with some money? I want to buy some food. And I said, yeah, no problem. It's okay. I'll help you out this time. She asked me for some shampoo, medication for her daughter.
How very specific. Please bestow my daughter with shampooed hair and medicine. My daughter's hair is not as good as in the L'Oreal commercials. She's also dying, I'm sorry, but her hair needs to look silky. If she's going to die, she's gonna go out with a bang, okay?
She will randomly ask me during the week, hey, get some $20 here. through it, some money here, some money. I just told her, you know what? How about I'll just send you $50 every week.
$200 a month, huh? Netflix only costs 20, and that's loads of entertainment. Wow. Spotify only costs 20 as well. You could get Spotify and Netflix. You can listen to Michael Jackson and possibly see him too for less than you would Maria. Is it because Michael Jackson's not sucking you off? Is that what it is?
Get the out of here.
I'm just saying, Roberto, you're getting the best entertainer of all time for $160 less than Maria. Is that really a sound financial decision, you middle school teacher?
His suspicions began when Maria asked him for money to purchase a home for her and her daughter in Cuba.
There's some people that they have these houses, right?
Yes, some people have houses, Roberto. I understand that. I know millennials like you and me probably could never afford that shit, but go on. I don't know how much he's gonna ask for a house. I'm very, very curious.
And they sell them very cheap.
Okay, so she's pitching him an idea that she wants to buy a house in Cuba, and she says very cheap. I don't know what very cheap means, because a very cheap house could mean like 100K, maybe less. That would be an extremely cheap house.
So there was a person selling a house in the amount of roughly $280 to $300. And I said, how could that be? How could the houses be so cheap?
Roberto, I know Roberto has a good pair of shoes somewhere because he's wearing his hat backwards like he's a frat boy from 2004. I know this man has a pair of Jordans because he's from New York. And two things every person that's born in New York has in their starter pack is a pair of Timbs and a pair of Jordans. It just comes with being in New York. And that means that you have at least $300 invested in a pair of shoes. Now, don't you think, Roberto, that if someone told you you could buy houses in Cuba for $300, everyone and their mom would be moving to Cuba? Because if someone told me for $300 I can have a house, I'm going to be there the next fucking day.
Oh, yes, you don't understand how things work here. She ended up convincing me, and I sent her $370.
Hey, you said it was $280 to $300. What is this? The closing interest on the house? That's a big markup for the person who's selling the house. I mean, it's $300. He made like a decent chunk of money selling that house. He could buy a mini house with that. If a house costs $300, I want to know how much food and stuff cost. Maybe I could do a trip there. You know, I'll take $5. I'll see what I get. Damn.
Roberto sent the money to purchase the home to another Zelle account that Maria sent him. After a few weeks, he asked for an update from Maria, but she claimed the house wasn't available anymore.
The person that was going to sell me the house just rented out to somebody else.
How much rent cost there? Because if you buy the house for $300, surely rent is like $1 to $2 a month. I can afford that. Bro, you're sending her $50 a week. Do you know how many houses she could have bought? That's crazy. Every month, this bitch could have a house. She's like playing Monopoly. Are you kidding me?
Go fucking Joe. Oh, 50 pounds. You can come out. I got 50 quid.
Ask to see her property portfolio in Cuba. She's probably owning mansions, bro.
And I have to wait 3 months to see if they move out. So to see if I have a chance to buy it, so my mother has that money put away.
Okay, so she put away the money because apparently the guy who's supposed to sell the house has someone renting it now. So she can't buy the house. She has to wait. There was only one house in Cuba. Cuba just has one big fat house. Everyone lives in it. I'm learning more and more about Cuba every time.
Roberto and Maria have been planning to meet up for a while now, and they have finally set on a date.
So I plan leaving in approximately 2 weeks.
Yep. So Roberto is like, look, I've been paying you. You're not actually buying the house. A lot of red flags here. Your daughter's eating lollipops made out of bread, and I'm buying her shampoo. I might as well come to Havana. He listened to Camila Cabello featuring Young Thug. He was like, I'm there. When Young Thug says anything, I'm there. So now he's coming to Cuba. Where are you guys gonna stay if you don't have the $300 house? Think about it. Are you gonna book a B&B? How much that cost? $3, $4?
If you told me this was real, I won't be surprised because I do think she's real. I would love to marry her, but I do not want to get ahead of myself.
You would marry her? Do New York people have Timberland stuck in their head sometimes? What kind of brain? Do you got like Timberland laces stuck in your brain? You need someone to pull them out for you? Seriously, dude, I feel like someone should slap you with a fucking pizza slice and tell you that you need to wake up. You can't want to marry someone who has done nothing for you. Marriage has to work both ways. You can't be like, you're pretty and that's why I'm marrying you. That's very ooga booga of you. Okay, I know you're single and it's been a long time and you're trying to get some. I know. When you're backed up, you do some very questionable things. Trust me, I know. But come on, dude. Be better. Do better. You are better.
I never felt this way for somebody. Not even the ex-girlfriend I had. Not even my ex-wife. That was my ex-wife.
What? Your ex, what? Your high school sweetheart. You married her at 24. You didn't feel the same for her? What the This girl asks you for money. That's all. Like, obviously you probably never felt this way before. Extorted is the feeling.
So you're flying to go see her, but what's gonna happen when you get there?
So the thing is, she's gonna take a bus to Havana. She's gonna meet me at the Airbnb, which I already booked.
Okay. So Roberto actually made a plan. He booked an Airbnb in Havana. The girl's gonna come on, and she's gonna, I guess she's gonna, I don't really know exactly what's happening, but I guess that's what's she's going there. Okay, she's gonna meet him in the Airbnb. It's gonna be cool.
Is there a way that we can cancel the flight?
No way, no.
I mean, look at his eyes. Really, it's all in the eyes. Drew is like, hey, maybe we can cancel it, get some more information. And his eyes lit up like someone found his search history. He was like, no, are you kidding me? I haven't had ass in 12 years. I will die on this hill. This man is going to Cuba to do some very, very questionable things. That's all I know.
I feel like there's so many red flags.
There is?
You don't think there's any red flags?
No, I don't. If there is red flag, I'm not seeing them.
So Roberto instantly says he does not see any red flags. Apparently, the fact that this girl sprouted out of nowhere, has been asking for money, pretty much doesn't seem to do anything for him, is not a red flag to him. I looked at some of the comment sections and they're like, man, he's actually kind of lucky that she didn't do anything more conniving to him. So maybe the red flag is this man being so trusting of someone who seems to very much not care about him, but he doesn't seem to see that red flag.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
About how much money have you sent to her to support her?
Maybe up to $3,000 to $4,000.
That's like at least 10 Cuban homes. She could be mock Cuban if she keeps getting that money, dude. I'm just saying, with that money, this woman is a tycoon in Cuba, according to her. So I don't know how you've sent her $4,000. I don't think teachers get paid that much for you to be able to do that. I thought he only had known her a few weeks. Now, I don't know what their timeline is, but it couldn't be that long. And he sent her over $4,000. That's ridiculous.
Every time I send her money through Zelle, she gives me a different Zelle account.
But that's a red flag.
That's definitely a red flag. I'm not doubting it.
What? This dude literally 1 minute ago said there's no red flags. And now I was like, that's definitely a red flag. Her having many accounts with different names that I'm sending it through, I could see that's a red flag, but I'm still going to Cuba. Because I'll tell you what, it's going to take a lot of red flags for me to stop trying to put my back into it. The power of boners
It's simply to boost my power type of vibe.
will supersede any logical conclusion for a man. Honestly, it's the R. Kelly thing at the start of Bump and Grind where he's like, my mind's telling me no, but my body... Can't do it, I can't. But you know what I mean? Like, people should probably not model their lives off of R. Kelly at this point.
With 1 day left before his flight to Cuba, we got Roberto back on the phone to give him the truth about Maria and her associates.
How is Maria feeling about you coming to see her?
So the gang tries to get him to stop his trip to Cuba. They actually do their work super fast so that they could maybe like do a Hail Mary and be like, cancel your flight, get a refund. This is probably not going to be good for you. So he hears them out and he still decides to go to Cuba. But this is what they say.
She got there like at 6, 7 in the morning.
Wait, so she's at the Airbnb?
She's at the Airbnb.
Wow.
No, she's not. And do you know how I know this? I've stayed in many Airbnbs. I'm one of the Airbnb's greatest guests of all time. I know for a fact that you're not staying in the Airbnb because it doesn't open before 7 a.m. There's no Airbnb in the world that is like, hey, do you want to check in before fucking 3 p.m.? Every Airbnb is like, hey, why don't you wait for most of the day before you get in the Airbnb? That's the greatest thing about Airbnb. You want to check in and drop your bags off? Fuck you. Carry your bags. Wait till the day is over. When you're really tired, wait 2 hours more, then you can check in. Airbnb, a lot of money for practically nothing. There's no way she got there at 7 and they were like, you can check in so early. I doubt it.
We have some answers for you. So we found that every single one of the phone numbers that you sent over to us are wireless phone numbers. They're legitimate numbers and they all are coming out of Cuba.
This is one of the first times in Scamfish history that I haven't heard the words Lagos, Nigeria after we found the number. I feel gratified to know that the person is from where they say they are. Roberto should get a clap just for that.
You sent us identification cards for Maria, Maria's mom, Maria's daughter. The only one that we were a little suspicious about is the daughter's ID. All of those cards do not look photoshopped in any way. They do look like valid identification.
She even gave him identification. There's even one there for a daughter, and it doesn't have her picture, but in Cuba, apparently if you're a minor, you don't have to have a picture. So everything checks out. This is a real person. 100% this girl is real. And I don't know if Catfish or Scamfish was trying to get him not to go there, but pretty much you validated his, like, you know, idea that she is real. So you pretty much said, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Oh, say less.
And now he's on the way.
We have results on our image search for Letty.
Her name is Letitia. She has explicit images on another site, but that is her name.
It's not a fake profile.
They even look at Letty, the person who asked to send him money so she could send him videos, and she's real too. So everyone in the story is real, which just goes to show assholes don't even have to just be scammers from Nigeria. You can be anywhere. If you follow your dreams, you can scam from the country you're currently in right now. You don't have to go to Nigeria. It's not like Hollywood. You don't have to go there to become a famous scammer. You can do it online right now.
I'll do my best.
We wanted to look into Maria.
We looked up the images that you'd sent us, and we were able to confirm the identity. Everything checks out.
So for once, this is a real person.
Oh my god, the smile on Roberto's face. It's as if like he didn't hear any of the bad stuff before. He was like, real? Fuck yeah. That's the smile of a guy who's like, I'm gonna get some. He even does this thing. This is the, yeah, bitch. That's that kind of phrase.
There are also some red flags and things that you should be cautious about.
You're flying to a completely different country. You're getting ready to leave, Roberto.
Sister knows my whereabouts. My uncle knows where I'm going. People know where I'm going, where I'm staying. Red flags been since the beginning, you know.
That's not a good thing, Roberto. Nobody's like, man, you know, despite all of her red flags, you just gotta love her anyway. That's called settling, Roberto. That's called, I've been horny for so long, I'll accept a 5 or less. I'll take what I can get type beat. Nobody wants that, Roberto. Come on. So Roberto actually goes to Cuba. He's like, look, you confirm she's real. I'm gonna finish the deal. So he goes there and he is happy. 2 or 3 days later, he comes back. And then he calls Catfish, and he's not as happy. And this is why.
Roberto,
Hello.
great to see you.
Where are you at right now, man?
So I'm in Havana in a place called Cayo Hueso.
So Roberto is looking very unhappy. His hat is not fully back. It's like a dog when they don't fully wag their tail. You're like, are you happy or sad? Determined by the hat position, it's like going from back to here. Very soon it'll be here. And once it gets to that position, you know he's like in sad boy mode. So he's not looking too happy. I guess something's happened.
Did you meet Maria?
I met Maria face to face. I met her, her mother, her daughter.
You don't seem excited.
There's a huge plot twist. This is like the ultimate catfish romance scam.
It's not though. It's actually one of the most basic ones, and it's not even a scam. This man can't even really say he got scammed because the girl's been asking for money from the start and she is real. It's actually maybe the least twisted story of all time. The girl is exactly who she says she is, and somehow the man didn't understand that. So it's not really a twist at all.
I made it to the airport. I texted her that I'm here, that I landed. Okay, here's the moment of truth. She gave me a hug. Give me a little kiss. A little kiss. 5 months. A whole bunch of $1,000 later.
So that's the twist, really, is that this man is actually so horny that he was like, okay, so you met me, I gave you thousands of dollars, and all you did was give me a little kiss. You were supposed to smooch my ding-dong. That's really what he was trying to say. I don't know how else to put this in any other context. He wanted her to kiss the ring, you know? I think she brought her mom and daughter in case he was crazy, to be honest with you. I don't know who thought who was crazy. Maybe the Airbnb host was like, crap, one of these. So I don't really know what's happening, but he was expecting more than what he had got.
So she stayed the night with her mom?
No, she stayed here with me. Day 2, we'll go out to Prado. We eat lunch over there. We walk around a little. Buy $200 shoes. And when we was eating the ice cream.
Okay, so at this point, day 1, she gave him a kiss. Day 2, he bought her shoes and took her out to lunch and ice cream. This man is expecting sex. It's not really a scam if a girl doesn't want to give you sex, okay? That's actually kind of a very douchey thing to do, to expect a woman to do that because you buy her things. I don't know if this is some unspoken rule, but in my opinion, if you can't get someone to, you know, do that and you need money to do it, up your risk game, bro.
You took her shopping. You've been sending her money. Did you
fuck? Did you get some? You took her out shopping, you got her stuff. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. Man, to the man who watched this. What? You know what I mean? Like, you want to get something for someone, don't expect something in return. Because if you get something for someone and you expect something, they might not give you whatever it is you expected, then everybody gets angry at the situation. Because there shouldn't be expectation if you give someone something, right? Right? Okay, cool. Now that we understand that, stop.
Not even. Not even.
Drew got really, really like bamboozled at this moment because he was expecting sex as well. And the fact that he didn't get any, not Drew, but Roberto, Drew's head goes back like he got headshot or something.
I got my period. You hit me with that. You hit me with that. I got my period.
This man's eyes twitching. He's like so sex starved. She got my period. I mean, I got her period.
He's tweaking.
He went to Cuba. I know he brought various oils and lotions and shit. He was ready to get it going, and then he saw the daughter and the mom. He's like, I gotta get them another B&B. He would have done it. He would have really done anything. I know it.
I used to pull her to the side and tell her, what's up with us too? Why did you want me to come? We had an argument, but I don't feel comfortable. The second day, I argued with her, and I went out over there. I slept on the floor. The person she was in WhatsApp is not the person she is in real life.
This is the twist, really, that she got a period and she doesn't want to sleep with him. I mean, I don't know what to say to Roberto. Like, he for once didn't get catfished, and I guess she just didn't feel comfortable around him. I don't really know what the twist is at the moment, but it could have gone way worse for both of them. So actually, all things considered, I'm thinking this is like a pretty decent turnout. He kept his heart and other vital organs, and she also kept all of those. It's very scary sometimes when two people meet that are random and have very illicit intentions, one for money, one for sex. I mean, that's not always going to be a great transaction, you know?
The third day was yesterday. So I'm telling you, I'm going to call the police today to get my money. When she heard police, her mother, got really worried. Give me my shit. You gave me this for my birthday. You bought me this. You bought me that.
But you did buy her this and that and this and that. You did go over to Havana. I don't know if she allured you with sex, and if she did, you should have said that. But he at no point in the story said that she promised him something he wanted. I thought he was there because he loved her. Like, if you love someone and they have their period, it's not like, I don't love you until you're done. Like, that's weird for a guy to say. Ideally, you'd still go there. You'd want to meet their family and stuff. It's not all about yank and wank. But I guess Roberto is basically saying, I loved you. How could you not fuck me? If you really loved me, you'd suck me off. Which is, hey, understandable, but not like this. Okay?
She was interested in her stuff.
You were trying to have a real conversation with her, and she basically
said, I only love my daughter and my mother.
She said, I only love my bed and my mom. She was Drake. She Draked you.
She say, do you love me? I tell her, awkward.
Both of you wanted something that you couldn't have. She wanted money, you wanted to bang. Neither of you loved each other. It was a bad transaction. That's what it was. It happens. Take this L.
That's what she said?
After a whole bunch of I love you, through text and audio, I always use you for money.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go back very, very fast because I think she walked past in that last shot and I got a little scared. I'm going to go back.
Text and audio.
Someone walked past that room. That was a very scary moment. I did not see that the first time I was editing this. What? Is that her? Is he talking about her? I thought he's in a different room right now. Oh my God. They're in love and they're just pretending so they can be on the show for exposure. Or he's got a different girl. It might be, maybe a hooker. I don't know.
I got a man over here. She basically used me. Tried to tell her to get my money back. But then I saw her mother was getting, all stuff with my hypertension. And that worried me the most. At that point, I didn't care about the material thing.
Oh, okay. So he's a good guy. He wanted to take his money back. He wanted to undo her shoes and be like, just touches it and it turns into a refund or something. I'm not really sure. All the lunch and whatever he got, he wanted to just put that right back where he came from, go to the restaurant, cough it up like a hairball. I don't know. But then he saw her mom was kind of stressed. So he was like, that's okay. Keep all the money and the gifts. What a good man. What a really good man.
I care about her. So that's when I calm all that down. I gave water to the mother. And I sat down. I told the mother too. I was like, yo, I love your daughter. I told her what's going on.
I like that he calls her the mother. That's a cool name. What's your mother-in-law's name? The Ma, the mother, the heathen. I like that. I think I'm gonna call my one the heathen. I don't have one yet, but I think that I'm gonna call my mother-in-law the heathen and my father-in-law Satan himself.
Roberto, how do you feel about Maria now that you know everything?
So then Brie asks, like, what's happening now? Because basically you understand, she even said she doesn't love you, she's got a man. There's nothing to gain from this. And at this point, you would think that Roberto, the man that he is, would be like, I'm done with her. But for whatever reason, this man is like, we'll be friends a little bit. He still thinks in the back of his mind, he's gonna get to hit it.
We supposedly ended up on good terms, right? Because I did take her to the bus station. Today, she was the most friendly after we left it as friends.
Because she was leaving and she got her money and it was her birthday, conveniently, and you didn't know that for some reason. It was her birthday, you got her presents, you got her shoes, you gave money to her family and everything. Oh my God, of course she was friendly. She won. It's over, Roberto. You got finessed, bruh.
She was the most friendly than all these dudes. Of course, after I gave her all the money, of course.
There we go. You even understand. Dude, cut her off.
I personally think, there's probably something about me that she probably did like in me at some point, something about me.
Yes, the fact that you kept giving her money when she asked was the grand point for her to like you. Every time she wanted something, you gave it to her. That was the thing that she liked about you. Nothing else, bro. Oh, God. Sometimes I feel like these people say these things and Drew and everyone else is so nice. They need someone like me to like slap them through the screen and be like, brother, she liked you because of your wallet, okay?
So what is the reason why you think she wanted you to come out there?
Thank you, Drew, for the hand movements. We get that you're from the hood or something. West Side. Thanks for whatever that was.
Continuing as friends. But even if she asks me for money, she's not getting any money.
Yeah, but you still care about her. She doesn't care about you.
So my thing is, there had to be at least a little something.
Now becomes the part that sometimes girls and men can't really get along. Look, hey, I have friends that are ladies, and I'm sure ladies have friends that are mans. And there's this stigma going around that like men and women can't be friends. I don't think so. I think you can be friends. I think there can be attraction and it can lead to nowhere. Sure. I don't care about that. What I do care about is a random dude being like, I'm gonna give you money so you can let me hit it. That's called prostitution. And you don't want to have a prostitute as your friend because your friend is someone you should respect and love, right? You don't want to just one day be like, if I pay you $50, can we smash a damn bag? Like, have a little more respect. But this is not your friend. This is a scammer.
If she wants money, she gotta get busy. All right? And I make it really clear to her.
Yeah, Drew and Brie are gone. I mean, honestly, this is like the audacity to be like, we'll still be friends, but if you want money, you're gonna have to bang me. That seems like one of those indecent proposals you have like on a porno or something. This is not really a friendship, is it? Because I mean, I got some guy friends, and if my guy friend was like, look, I'll pay for dinner, but you have to suck me like you did that spaghetti, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay, I don't want to be your friend now.
You can find that in Brooklyn. You didn't need to go to Cuba for that.
Why you say it like, he said like he knows. Oh man, Drew is exposing himself with this episode. He's like, in Brooklyn, you can go to West Side, East to West Side, you go to Brooklyn, you can get some of those.
That's not love, that's a hooker. Like,
I try to tell them, I'll pay you. But you said, no, I'm not like that. You want the money without doing anything.
Everyone wants that, bro. Literally everyone. If I could get a random girl and I was like, hello, I need $1,000 because my bed is lonely and it needs more pillows, and someone gave me that would be like crazy to me, because that's what's happening. She's just like, can I have money? And you're giving her money. She's not even having to do anything for it. Everyone just wants to get rich without doing anything. That's why we play the lotto, Roberto. Don't you understand? Life, mother fluffer.
So if you continue talking to her, she's holding you back from going and meeting someone that actually really does love you, though. That's the...
You know what? This type of things don't want me to do relationships. But like I told you, I was single for 10 years. For Maria, I'm not trying to do a relationship.
Oh, I thought he wanted to marry her because he said he wanted to marry her.
I would love to marry her.
But he also told her he doesn't want to do any relationships. Have you ever met a guy who's married who's also single? Actually, don't answer that. Okay, I'm sorry. Damn. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Whenever you meet guys like this, it doesn't help. Like, I can see girls' perspective and it's like, oh, why is it so hard to find a man if stuff like this exists? And all I can say is if you find one that's really decent, you better hold on for dear life. They're far and few in between, okay? I'm gonna have the same problem with girls.
I thank God that I came over here. I find that as a blessing. You know what? Because probably I would have stood over in the United States. I would have kept sending her money and money and money and money and money.
Interesting perspective when you're like, money, 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 money. Yeah, he sees it as a positive that he got scammed, because if he didn't, he'd keep sending her money. And I guess I can see his perspective. It's a very, very thin silver lining that he's looking at, because I would say that maybe you didn't even have to get scammed. If you could just open your eyes, maybe that would be great. But here we are, you know, Roberto has learned a lesson, and that's the best you can do from these situations.
What are you gonna do with Maria now?
I think we could keep talking as friends.
God damn it. This is like someone trying to play chess and all the pieces are gone. Like, you know, you don't even have pieces. You're like, I can keep moving it. Stop, dude. It's gone. It's done. You know, when you eat the McDonald's burger, you don't eat the fucking bag after. It's done. It's finished. Leave.
There's no money, bro. I really like her.
No, you don't like her. You don't like, there's nothing to like. She treated you mean. She said she doesn't love you and never has, and only was using you for the money. She even says she has a man. You can't still really like her. She did the finishing blow. She Mortal Kombat fatality'd you.
Finish him.
You're dead, son.
I took her to the bus station. I helped her with her bags. I hugged all three of them. She's the one that proposed as friends. Yes, as friends.
I'm waiting for that proposal. I'm waiting for a girl to get down on one knee and propose to me and then be like, just as friends. Let's get married. But friends, though. I'm waiting for my wife to friend zone me. That should be a fun moment for me. Thanks, Roberta.
Do you believe everything that she said about that?
I'm pretty sure when that money runs out, she will have the audacity to ask me for something. I know for a fact.
Yeah, it sounds like a horrible friendship if you know that the outcome is her going to ask you for money when you don't want to pay her for that. Unless in your head, you're like, at one point she's going to run out of money and I told her that she's going to have to suck it if I give her some. So I don't know if you're playing the waiting game for that. Honestly, dude, I don't know how you've become so horny that you can't even think straight. And I don't know if I like knowing the fact that he's in a middle school right now.
All we can do is just caution you again. You know their intentions. You know they don't have feelings for you in that way, and it's dangerous because you have those feelings. They will continue to see how they can take advantage of you. They're holding you back from meeting a real person.
Actually, Brie, let's be honest. Since you guys are so nice, he's holding himself back, because the longer he keeps doing this and falling for these mouse traps, the longer his woolly's gonna stay in them. You know what I mean? It's hard to say that if he stops scamming, he'll just find the love of his life. I'm not saying he's not a good guy. I'm just saying that, like, there's a reason he is resorting to this stuff. There's a reason he is falling for the scammers, because someone who's not necessarily like that wouldn't fall for this. Now, would they? That's all I'm saying.
That loves Roberto for who he is. This person's gonna waste your...
What? Drew. Brie was like, look, someone's gonna love you for who you are. And Drew looks in the camera. He's like, really? Come on, Drew. What? This whole episode, Drew is being sassy. He's being sassy.
It makes sense what you're saying. She's keeping me from meeting a real person. I can love her 1,000,000%. I'm not sending her any money.
Okay. All right. Okay. She's real, by the way. She is real. It's not like she's not a real person. You just don't know what sincerity is. You think being real is like you know, I can grab her titties. That's real. Gal Gadot exists. I mean, you know what I mean? But like, you shouldn't be just grabbing. You know what I'm talking about? Roberto? All right. New York City. New York brain. It's that fucking New York City brain he's got.
Take the advice from us or not, you know, whatever, but just be safe. That's always been our thing, is just be safe.
I'll be back to the States on Sunday. I will hit you guys.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry, I said Roberto was back in the States. He's still in Cuba. He leaves back to the States and then has one more reflection on the moment, and this is what he has to say. A few days later, Roberto returned to New York and wanted to share some final thoughts about Maria.
Speaking to the camera, my last thoughts before I send this over tomorrow. I did not see this coming. I did,
and I could have been blind. Seriously, dude, within the first 2 times, if you get catfished by someone who's completely different and then 2 days later, the person who catfished you, their friend, is now texting you, asking for money, 100%, that's never going to be a good... This is not like a love story. 2 people catfishing each other are a love story. People who watch 90 Day Fiancé and think that they can fall in love after catfishing someone, that only happened to Sumit and Jenny. And that's because Sumit is a sexy version of me, okay? That's the only reason. This is not good, Roberto. His hat is almost fully turned around. He's going into depresso mode.
It was always something fishy. I'm going through it. This is traumatizing. This is tough. You know, This hurts, man. She chose me at random to destroy my life.
This is the one thing I'm gonna say, like seriously, and I feel like it needs to be said, as harsh as it is. She didn't destroy your life. She didn't even choose you. You actually just fell for it. Unfortunately, people inherently, some of them are just shitty people, right? Not everybody's a bad person. Sometimes you see a random person who might do good things for you, and that's great. But more often, we see people in positions who are desperate or maybe even greedy, sometimes both, and they prey on the weak, just like in the animal kingdom, right? Unfortunately, if you're not aware, if you're not trying to survive, because it's survival of the fittest at the end of the day, people who are seen as weak will be picked on, and it's really sucky. So if someone can fall, if they're gullible for things like that, because someone can prey on things like their feelings or their emotions, they can tap into their mental shortcomings and be like, okay, so you want someone to love, I can pretend to do that and extort money. It's a testament to the people who actually prepare themselves for this or don't fall for that. Unfortunately, another person hasn't destroyed your life. You just didn't see it coming and were too, unfortunately, weak, and you actually let that happen to you. I hate to say it like that, but that's kind of the thing. I'm sympathetic to the situation, but I think it could have been avoided if he just jacked off. So I guess at the end of the day, all I'm saying is jack off. Ladies and gentle fish, if you're horny late hours and you want that person to come over, you're like late night booty call, but you know it's a questionable person, have a wank, love. See if you still want that person around, then you can make that decision. That's all I'm saying. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe we got through another one. I hope to see you on the next video. I'm sorry that was so graphic. Take care. Love you guys. Bye bye.